Greetings, exiles, and this is my new journey. Occultist, Death's Oath. And of course this will be my version without the bow. Because a bow build in 2025 is a very bad idea. As always, I'm starting from scratch. No currency. And Atlas progression. I'll start my journey with Poisonous Concoction. But unfortunately the witch doesn't have access to this gem. So I had to create a ranger and play with it for a while until I got my gem. Nice. Now you can quickly run through the campaign. And the first money. Cool. No money. Sag. Missed again. No way. Before I complete the campaign, I need a small plan. Because this isn't going to be an easy journey. First off, I plan to run labs and earn some currency for starter gear. I need a Poisonous Concoction of bouncing and some unique items. Second, Death's Oath is available from level 62 and in theory I can already swap to it. Level 62 swap to Death's Oath and at level 63 just delete the character because it's not a playable build. Sounds like a great plan. So I plan to do a swap to Death's Oath much later, and first I'll complete my Atlas and get all the Void Stones. Because killing pinnacle bosses with Death's Oath is a real achievement. And because of this, the first part of this video will be dedicated to Poisonous Concoction of bouncing, because with this skill I will be able to quickly complete my Atlas and earn currency. Enough yapping. The labyrinth is waiting for us. Good gem and more money. Now I can buy my main gem. And this unique amulet. In theory, I can stop now and move to the maps, but I decided to test my luck a little more. Bad. Nice gem. And more. Now that's big money. I can buy the items I need and finish the campaign. Shield. 5 links. And this unique ring. And now the real game begins. With all the gear I bought, white and yellow maps are a joke. Besides, Poisonous Concoction of bouncing is a very powerful and satisfying skill, so I finished the first part of the Atlas very quickly. But before moving on to the red maps, I need new items because I need more defense. And this unique armor is just what I need. 36% less physical and chaos damage taken is a big boost to survivability. Especially in combination with Glorious Vanity and Zabaqua. Divine Flesh gives us 50% of elemental damage taken as chaos damage, which means that our body armor will work for part of the elemental damage. Very good. And a quick 5 links. Don't forget about quality. Quality works. A new helmet with accuracy, life, and chaos resistance. And a large cluster. Now I'm ready for red maps. And this is my new friend. Thank you, I need this for my mercenary. Speaking of mercenaries, I managed to hire this one. With malevolence and grace. And now there are good gloves for him for more explosions and damage. My mercenary's current equipment. Pretty standard. Damage and survivability for me, plus an additional curse. My personal aura bot. With Grace and Malevolence, I can replace my Grace with Haste. But at first, I was afraid to do so because I thought that a low-level mercenary would die often. But my fears were unfounded, and swap Grace for Haste is the right decision. It's time for the last lab. And again, money. No way. And again. 2 out of 2. Too much skill. Okay, I get it. Let's go shopping again, and then we can quickly get our Void Stones. Medium cluster. And some jewels with life, accuracy, and poison damage. Done. And now we are blasting. That was cool. Poisonous Concoction of Bouncing is a great skill and an excellent starting point for Death's Oath. The only thing is that our defense isn't the most ultimative. But if you play carefully, you won't have any particular problems and you definitely won't die 5 times every map. My current currency stash tab looks like this. And it's all thanks to the Syndicate. Gravicious gave me this gift, which I was able to sell. And a couple of valuable medallions. I'm sure many of my viewers have been waiting for this moment. And finally, the time has come. Swap to best build. I'll start with our unique armor. I bought Corrupted Death's Oath, because it will be easier to get the colors we need for sockets. Tainted Chromatic Orbs. We need 2 green, red, and blue ones. That was quick. Also, remember that you don't need 6 links. Now for the new weapon. Fractured Base. And essences. Simple crafting. We just need a free prefix for a benchcraft. And our new weapon is ready. Gloves. Again, I'll start with a fractured base. And essences. This will do for starters, because I don't want to spend a lot of currency on essences. A unique amulet. With Despair and Enfeeble. If you want more damage and less defense, buy an amulet with Despair and Punishment. And the important Anoint. You won't believe me, but our Death Aura is an aura. That's why we get a lot of AoE. Unnatural Instinct. And the Light of Meaning with Chaos Damage. What? Why is it so expensive? Usually chaos damage is cheap. I see, the new meta build uses it. Sag. A very powerful combination of two unique jewels. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of crafting and shopping. Let's take a little break and relax a bit. Fast mapping. Besides, I could definitely use the extra currency. The Syndicate never disappoints. I also decided to try Harbingers. Overall, not bad, a simple but effective strategy. Well, I got my dose of dopamine and now I can go back to shopping and crafting. New boots. Everything as usual. Fractured base and essences. Basic crafting, but quite effective. In combination with this unique jewel, we get elemental ailment immunity. Helmet. I decided to buy this one because I was able to find it at a reasonable price. Shield. Initially, I planned to use Fallen, but then I saw its price and realized that it was clearly not for a starting build. So I'll use a rare shield. And that means it's time for another craft. But for that, I need an Awakener's Orb. I have a few fragments left, so let's try to find an Awakener's Orb. Maybe I'll get lucky. Nice. But while I was fighting this boss, I changed my plan. It's better to sell this orb and buy a shield like this. Life on block is the main stat we need, plus some nice bonuses. Overall, a good shield to start with. In theory, with the help of recombinators, you can make something really good, but unfortunately, I don't have any gold or dust. So I'll leave this project for the second part. Enlighten level 3. 2 large clusters. Death Rush. And of course Watchers Eye with Malevolence. Well, most of the equipment is ready. Let's add it to my POB. I need more resistances and spell block chances. Back to shopping. Belt. I think I'll stop there. And what was I talking about? Oh yes, Abyss Jewel with phasing, life, and dexterity. Ring with life and resistances. 2 unique jewels like these. And more jewels. I'm done. Finally. Fast respec. Then the real fun will begin. I'm sure many of you have 2 questions. First, why is it so expensive? I spent about 25 divine orbs, and I don't think that's expensive. Besides, there are a lot of videos on YouTube right now where the authors show strategies for earning currency and promise 10, 20, or even 40 divine orbs per hour. So watch these videos and you can earn money for this build in a couple of hours. Right? And the second one is, was it worth it? Of course. It's a very cool and fun build. You just run around and everything around you explodes. It's somewhat similar to Righteous Fire. But RF is boring and bad, while Death's Oath is cool. In my experience, Death's Oath is a build that you will either love and it will become your favorite, or you will hate it. There is no middle ground. So I recommend you try it. Maybe this is your dream build. Toxic sewers, and this build is such a vibe. But as always, there are nuances. This is a pure mapping build. You won't be able to kill Uber bosses or even Pinnacle bosses. And killing the map boss may not be instantly, especially if there are many difficult mods. But you can always use this gem for explosions. Although it's not very effective on open maps, but it works well on closed ones. Besides, this is just the beginning, and our damage will be greater in the future. As for the earning strategy, I went back to Harbingers. It's not the most profitable strategy, but it's very simple. You just find a Harbinger. Stand there and wait until everyone around you dies, then collect the loot. It's a kind of AFK build where you can earn currency and watch your favorite TV series at the same time. And a few words about why I use this variant instead of the classic one with a bow. Bow builds in 2025 are very weak, and in most cases, you have neither speed nor survivability. And to fix these problems, you need a lot of currency and expensive items. Of course, with Chaos.bow skill, you will have much more single target damage. But on the other hand, why do you need it? If it's a pure mapping build, killing Uber bosses between maps? Not the best idea, to be honest. That's why I like this Death's Oath Autobomber variant better. It's designed for specific purposes and it does them 100%. Just what I need. This build is also suitable for strategies with Cartography Scarab of Risk because we can ignore most modifiers. However, in such content, we have a weak link, our mercenary. This is my old mercenary. But then I found this one, who can use a staff. And this unique item complements this mercenary well and gives me a lot of damage. However, survivability is still poor, but there's nothing we can do about that, and as you can see, the equipment is very cheap, and in the future, I definitely plan to invest a lot of currency in the mercenary because without him, we lose a lot of damage. But overall, I'll think about the final mercenary build later, because I need to test some things. And of course, Abyss Strat. This build is suitable for it too. We really need to make minimal changes and take this caster mastery and this gem. And we're good to go. However, our cast speed is low right now and the build looks a little slow, but I'll solve that problem later. And this was just a small test to understand what the build is capable of. Also, don't forget that we don't need to press any buttons to kill monsters, so we can just spam Frost Blink. Nice and easy. The first part turned out to be quite long, but this is just the beginning. More will be in the second part. Thank you all for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Also, I would be very grateful for your likes and subscription. Bye everyone, and see you in the new video.